Home to the final part of Dave Mirror 2. This time, we're going for the park editor. So let's check out what we have, shall we? We have Z-Axis Warehouse. We also have the Shoreline Wasteland, the Urban Renewal, the Crescent Beach, the Parking Garage, the Woodward Camp, the Swamplands, the Galoon, then the Acclaim Max Games. And that is legitimately all of the map areas. I will go for Z-Axis first. Pretty easy. And the first map is kind of the best map as well. Not even a joke. It is legitimately, like, probably the best one of the bunch. But yeah, the map editor here is about pretty much standard. I think it's fairly similar, if not exact, to Aggressive Inlines. I feel like Aggressive Inlines is a little better, more so in what the maps have, like what kind of maps you get, like the fucking circus and shit. But yeah, ultimately in terms of selection, there are a fair amount of things to select from, which I'm going to show you. I might end up showing some repeats by accident, I'm sorry. There is a lot to go through, and quite frankly, I am kind of manic at this point, where I'm not even, like, paying attention very well to what I'm even witnessing. But yeah, like, this was it. This was essentially, like, the big the big win for me. This was, like, the ending. Just me recording all of this, and that's it. That's it. I could just stop playing this fucking game forever, and I would be so happy. So, the main thing we're going to be experiencing with all of this is that we're going to look at the items. We're going to look at the gap system of this entire thing. We're going to look at the lighting system of this, because it has a unique lighting system. And then we're going to look at the maps themselves. We're going to look at the Z-Axis Warehouse, and we'll look at the other stuff as well. Because there are a few interesting and unique little maps that have their own thing going on for themselves, and that kind of have a personality to them. And then you have majority a bunch of shit that is, like, very empty, which is kind of the standard you'd expect from these sort of things, but it's like Pro Skater 2 Park Editor empty. Remember Pro Skater 2, how it was like just walls in a way? It's kind of what this feels like. It's like they tried to add a little bit of personality for, like, outside stuff and all, but it feels like a box that wasn't thought very well through. Like, it all just looks really uninteresting. There are moments outside the map where there could be something. I'll definitely show one of them off at least. But yeah, ultimately it is just so much empty space. We've only, like, about 3 maps that have anything interesting to them. Like, legitimately only, like, 3 maps, really. This is the first one. And, yeah, it's gonna get downhill from here, in my opinion, because this has the most unique little spots out of any of these. But, yeah, like, here are all the parts. As you can see, there are quite a few things. There's a few things that have descriptions, in fact, you can tell from the bottom there. Try to hit the wall right and everything. Like, there is a lot of descriptions, some of them repeat like that, but ultimately, it is neat that there is a lot here, you know? Though I will admit, some of these pieces are, not well placed with this blue box here. For instance, these pieces, one of them actually goes beyond the fucking box here, and so if you were to place another box in front of its end part, it would just phase right through. Like, not even a joke. It would just right through it. And also, this bridge, I want to believe that this is just an emulator thing. I'm going to pretend this is an emulator bug. Because if that's actually in the fucking game, that fucked texture... Oh boy. Oh boy. In fact, you might have noticed in the last part, some of the Nyquist banners were kind of... Like, one of them was fucked up in Venice. But, yeah. Ultimately, you know, a lot of pre-made little half-pipes ship these question mark stuff and all of that. But ultimately... some pretty neat things overall. Got some kinks as well, in case you want to get kinky. You got the corkscrew and everything. And of course we have some, you know, tree stuff, which there's like an item in the tree thing that is just weird. I don't get why it's like this, and I don't really see why anyone would want to use it. The trailer jump, we have the picnic table jump, which is, again, off-center. Look at this. It's so fucked. We got the bench, the planter, the picnic table, and then the phone booth. What's the point of the fucking phone booth, guys? Why is it knocked over? Why is it in an angle? Why is the fighter in an angle? Why? We got ad here. We got a fountain. Got a dumpster, in case you want that crap. We got a small cargo container. We got this big one that takes up the whole thing. And we got a small one, which has, like, a little bit of a gap there. So it's just taking up space. It's taking up a little bit of space. You can't just stack them, like, one against the other and all that. No, you gotta have, like, little gaps regardless. It's so fucking dumb. But, yeah, then you got the lamps. You got the lights, essentially, though these don't act like lights. They act like, you know, they give you like a texture at the bottom. A few of them will give you like a colored texture. The rest of them will just be like the standard sort of white luminescence sort of texture. They got the start and the gap tools, and also the make your own grind tool. I will show the gaps, however, because they're interesting. Not only can you name your gap, but you can't really give them points. Instead, they have set values from simple to insane. So, I don't know how much these are, but they are interesting. And when I practiced with the fucking around this before, the gaps didn't want to work. I think that might have just been a weird occurrence, but you might end up with a situation where gaps don't work. Keep that in mind. They work for me now, so lucky, but they might not end up working for you for some reason. Like, it can happen. However, there is a bug that does exist there no matter what, and that is if you remove a gap and then try to put a new one in its place. That's gap 6 here. As you can see, that's actually insane. If I put a new one, it's now gap 7. Gap 6 still exists in the map, but now I can't put gap 6 in. And so there's just this gap that is forever there to kind of break the gaps. It's dumb. It's really fucking dumb. But yeah, we also have the lights. So I can put the brightness all the way down and have it be as dark as possible in the park, which is as dark as it can get. Or I can put all the way to full bright and just really brighten up the place. So yeah, this is how it works. I'm going to keep almost all of these at full bright as much as I can to show you the maps, because that's what we're doing next. We're showing the fucking maps now. So, with all of these, there's not much in the middle, but there is stuff outside of it. There is stuff around the wall here, for instance. We have some kickers, some grinds, we have some, you know, some transfers we can make around some walls. We have quite a few ramps around here, to be fair, a few grinds. We can, you know, stall up here, except not on that rail, but on the stuff next to it, and then we can go across here. We have some jumps we can do some backflips and shit off of, you know, some bits of hill, some steps. We can also go across from here and end up just siphoning in between these vans. You know, just perfect landing right there. But yeah, we have these vans, we have these little gates here that are closed, we have a weird, like, hill thing that has, like, a broken up part eventually that we have to make a bit of a jump for and what have you to get across to, or we can just use these side things that the gates have and use them, or we can get inside the van. We can't drive it, but we can get inside the van. And we also have these boxes. It's a lot here. There's a lot here. And it has a very good personality. This is the Z-Axis warehouse. It has personality, and I can appreciate the personality. This jump does kind of suck. It's very big. You can't quite make it, really. But you can if you use this grind. Unless, you know, your computer decides, or the emulator decides to try and fuck up. You can also go through that, because you can't land on it, but you can grind on it, though. Don't worry, you can grind on that. I will show it very soon. But, yeah, you can't land on it, because you just go through it, for some reason. But, yeah, like, as you can see, a lot to offer. Very interesting, very cool. There's no pre-made stuff that the developers put here to make these maps, you know, a bit more lively of their own created stuff for you to play with. But, yeah. Then we have the train yard area, which, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and just, I don't know, maybe, yeah, I'm just kind of fucking around, aren't I? Yeah, as you can see, there is no difference in the items, at least. Not like some other games where they change up the textures or what have you based on the location. No, it's just the same shit. What's not the same shit, though, is the train area, because we have these trains here now, we have the tunnels, we also have, you know, these tracks here, which do get in the way. You can't grind these, as far as I know, unfortunately. And also you have a massive fucking ship. You can't build anything on the ship, mind you. I wish you could, because look at how much room there is. But, pretty neat this is here. Again, there is a personality here. There is also fucked water. And as we all know, everybody loves fucked water. You know, everybody loves to take a dunk in that shit, drink it up. Especially when you go inside and it brings you into the void, you know? Doesn't even put you in a landing, there's no floor below, you just go into the void. So, yeah. And also there's like a fence here that has some more terrain. You can't really get across to it. I've tried. But, yeah, again, there is stuff here. There is stuff to look at, and it's interesting. And there's stuff to work with as well. Like, maybe you can use some parts to then kind of help you transition a person onto those trains on the sides, so that they can, like, use that for stuff and what have you. Like, there is stuff here that can also be utilized with your park. And I kind of like that. I genuinely believe that there is interesting, unique shit here that makes this interesting and cool to fucking be in. Unfortunately, it goes downhill immediately when we get into the city. Because this is what we're more expecting. Just nothing. I will, however, show off the light thing, because if we place it, it doesn't turn on. And you might be thinking, well, if I just, you know, put the brightness up for the lights, that will 100% turn these right on. You know, they'll light up the place, and they'll look great because of it. And yeah, they'll have this yellow tint and all, but, they don't interact with the whole brightness thing at all. In fact, we're gonna turn it right off, and guess what? Now it's blue, but as you can see, it's the same deal. Like, these are their own thing. They don't actually affect the lighting of the entire park. The full bright thing is its own thing. You don't need any lights for it. But, yeah. Here is the city. There's some grass. There's, like, a little bit of a kicker there. This entranceway. There's some pillars around. There's some fence. The fence sometimes is a bit weird, like it goes and extends a bit further than it kind of should, and it looks fucking stretched and weird and shit. And sometimes there's not really that kind of fence there. There's sometimes kind of a big gap in between those large fences for some reason. I don't know. But all I do know is that ultimately this place sucks. It's just a boring city area, and there's not much to really say about it outside of that. You can't even grind on curbs or what have you. It's just, it sucks. And, yeah. You know what else sucks? The beach. I mean, there's the weird wall thing here where there's like a fence and there's like gaps and shit, but it still acts like a regular wall, so you have a bunch of lines kind of like hovering in place and such. But this one is even worse. There's not even much to look at. It legitimately feels like a Pro Skater 2, a Pro Skater 3 map here. It is so shit, and this came so many years after those games, so it's just bad. But this is not bad. This is the third and final unique and interesting area, because it is the airport area, and as you can see, we start off at the second floor, and we have this whole spiral to work with, there's some balls, there's cars to jump over, a whole bunch of kickers to play with. I also put some lights around to show the differences in those lights that you can have, just to show that one of them has the tint as well. And, you know, there's a whole bunch that just have regular light shit. There is one light that doesn't light at all, though. Like, it kind of just has, like, a glow on itself, but that's it. It doesn't actually light up the map at all. I put it in the corner just to show you that it does nothing. But, yeah, like, these are all the lights. This is what they look like with their textures and shit. That would change color, that blue one, to yellow, what have you. There we go, that blue one there. But yeah, as you can see, not much to really explore with. Except, see that? You see that over there? That light? No light whatsoever. Doesn't exist. It's great. But yeah, that is all the lights, and that is also this map. And that is all the interesting maps out of the way, because guess what? It's gonna be a whole bunch of empty fucking nothing. Like, for instance, Woodward. I put some rails here to make it seem like there's anything here. I mean, there's some farm work, like, there's some farms here and such, but who cares? But what is interesting, what is the most interesting outside of the fucking gates? By the way, you can't even wall ride these. Like, they're wall rideable, but then you hit onto poles, and all of it has, like, poles by inch. It's just shit. But there is something here. Over by the gate is a little bit of a tractor. Except they kind of misplaced the tractor, and so it's hovering. I'm not joking. This fucker's hovering. You might not be able to see it that well because it is pretty dark in here, you know. But don't worry. I put the full bright so you can have a better idea of what you're looking at. You know, just so you can actually see it. See? It legitimately fucking hovers. What a great map. Jesus. And then we got this one. It's the swamp area, which also has its weirdness. Like, for instance, there's like a water splashing thing here when you ride across the side of the grass. Like, there's grass in the middle, and the grass in the middle acts normal. But this doesn't. And then you have these weird fences that kind of arc a bit and get all weird. But then there's one arced fence area where the developers kind of didn't understand where the fence was for that one. And so, you'll see. It's just a fucking invisible wall there that is before the fence. And also there's textures that are all fucked up there. And, you know, I could believe beforehand that the emulator could have fucked the texture with the bridge and shit, but no. That's a misplaced texture right fucking there. That is just a bad texture placement. That is definitely in the fucking game. And so is this wall. Like, this is dumb. This is such a half-thought-out fucking map. You know what else is half-thought out? This fucking thing where I put down, you know, I put the floor down, and guess what? No squish. It's just the sides. It's just the sides. Why? Why is that got a different sound effect? And also you have this massive, empty, fucking oval area where you can, you know, wall right up there and start, you know, riding on the wall and shit if you wanted to, and you could think that's fun and cool until you realize that all the pieces you put down don't go anywhere near this wall, so you can't utilize this anyway. And it has no purpose otherwise, so, you know, that's a fucking thing. And then there's the last map, which is the fucking, like, it's the competition area. Also, we can watch a replay. We're not watching a fucking replay. But yeah, we have this map, which, again, like, this doesn't stop us. We can write this, but, yeah, I mean, we have, like, a building, we have fence, we have a gate here, which is more fence, we have trees, hills, a few door texture. It's just so boring. We're literally in a fucking car park. It's just so boring. It's not even a good car park. Like, these cars, they won't be able to fit there. It's like, it's bike width. It's so dumb. But, yeah, that's all the maps. As you can see, 3 interesting maps that have a personality to them. And then the rest. I guess you could say the city one has a bit of personality for its background. And there's Woodward with its floating tractor, but yeah. Just a whole lot of shit. However, I'm not done because I did make a park in tribute to the best map maker ever, Blank Tester. Also, there's an offer thing in the PS2 version. The offer thing isn't in this version at all. I don't know why. But yeah, as you can see, I started off with the waves, you know, because this was such a great feature, and I put these waves all across the map, so no matter what, you'll always see the waves. And we have some rails here, we have some walls, we have some hills. We also have this tractor here that's not floating, unfortunately. But, you know, we have all these hills and shit. We also have this tractor where if you were to bail in front of the tractor, you will always fall down infinitely until you get away from it. I am not joking. His legs just fail. The front of the tractor is so powerful, his body just dies. There you go. There's also like, you know, I can show you a bit of the hill here where, as you can see, it kind of just goes right into shit. There's also a bit here where you can get stuck in a bit of a triangle area of those hills. I avoided it. Also, here is the amazing desk. You know, the desk that goes into the wave, you know? A really nice little fucking finishing touch there with that. You know, with just adding the desk straight into the fucking wave, just ramming it straight in. We also have some trees which get in the way and have no purpose. We have some of these question mark things at the DC ramp and all, and like this shark fin thing, which, you know, the way it's all set up, you're always gonna just land straight onto it. We put in the fucking phone booth in case you want to call your parents, because you're like, what the fuck is this? Why does this exist? Oh wait, it's toppled down, it's disconnected, it's broken. But you can grind on it and just die. And of course, we can't forget about the most important thing when it comes to Blank Tester Tribute. The giant cock. If you don't have a giant cock, it's not a tribute to Blank Tester, okay? In order to give tribute to Blank Tester, you must show him giant cock. Also, we have, you know, the rails that lead into walls. You can just slam right into walls all day long. You know, that's a nice little trademark there of Blank Tester's maps. Of course, the rails here are so fucking big, it's harder for you to get up to them. But, you know, it's all fine, it's all good in the hood, you know? But, you know, you can't just get under them, however, you have to get over them. And you have some pipes, you know, in case you want to smoke up, I guess, on a big-ass fucking pipe. And the last thing I want to bring up is this big tower here. So, here's the giant cock tip, by the way. But yeah, the big tower. You see, there are people who probably complained out, oh wait, no wait, no wait. We gotta bring something else up. I nearly forgot. We gotta bring up a very infamous spot, in fact. Something that is absolutely beautiful to watch once again. ladies and gentlemen, I bring to you, as we get the fuck out of here and get over to the correct spot, which isn't right there, it's the fucked up stairs, where instead it kept bailing on infinitum inside of it. However, it doesn't really happen that often this time, because I guess they kind of fixed it in the GameCube and Xbox version compared to PS2. However, I do mean kind of fixed it. Yeah. So yeah, that's the fucked up stairs. And yeah, now I gotta bring up the tower. So, there are people out there, probably, who knows, that complain that the place is too dark, even though you can very clearly see the place. So, obviously, we gotta have, like, the one light be around here to light the place up. So, I put it inside of this tower. So, you get up here, have to get some air, and you go down this hole, and there you go. There's your light source. In fact, I like to call this place the Gravity Games Bike Fuck You Room, where even if you glitch out of the map, just like that one hole in Gravity Games Bike in that one map where you can end up teleporting into the area and then you fall down and it doesn't work at the kill spot, you'll be stuck here forever, much like I was at that one point in that Let's Play. That's my additional tribute here to Gravity Games Bike. I put a light source here because you couldn't see shit in that, though. I also put my own little, I guess you could say, watermark outside of this beautiful masterpiece, really. And that is a fucked up bridge texture and an exclamation point, because, as you know, what could possibly go wrong with such great map design like this? And, yeah, that's my tribute to Blank Tester right there. That's my tribute to his wonderful maps in these games. I did just add in a whole bunch of my own shit, to be fair. But, you know, the giant cock is here, okay? The giant cock is here. So this is the Blank Tester tribute. It is very accurate, okay? As long as the giant cock is here in all its glory, you cannot complain. It is written in fucking law that you can't complain about this. Anyway, that's about it. Before I go to the credits, I will show you the retro movie. Just a little bit of it, though, so that you can get a feel for what the fuck even is the retro movie.
Mirra, you're going out next. From New York. This guy can't be outside the top riders in the country today to get where he is now. Let's see how he places.
Rest in peace. Anyway, I'm going to show the records as well, just to show that I have gotten all the records. It took me a while because I had to deal with the fucking glitch where the records wouldn't work and all that. But I eventually got through, and I managed to actually beat every fucking record here. Have fun beating all of my records. You probably can. Honestly, you probably can. Like, I didn't try that hard for these. But, yeah, that's about it, really. That's about the gist of things. And, after I show off all of these records, including my massive manual, which I already beat in a different recording, but then I, you know, didn't count, so whatever. But, yeah, that is essentially it. So, after I show you all of these, I will bring it to the credits, and it's going to show you, like, developer pictures on the side, a whole lot of them, in fact. It's a long list of credits. Like, it takes up, like, a good 6 minutes of the video, maybe, like 5-6 minutes. But yeah, that is Dave Mirra BMX 2. Freestyle BMX 2. So, I hated it. I hated it. And the reason I hate it is because I went for 100%. There are people out there who like this game, who genuinely, like, enjoy this and consider it to be a great game in terms of, like, maybe their childhood, but ultimately just, you know, just the fun of riding around in this game and such, you know? Just the fun of playing it casually, doing up to like the pro challenges so you can get the next level, and then just, you know, just the fun of all of that. There are some douchey challenges here and there, sure. But ultimately, people were quite happy with playing through this game. They have a lot of great memories. But these are all memories and opinions and everything from people who never, ever 100%ed a single rider. No one did competitions. No one did all gaps. And very few people played the Gamecube/Xbox version. You will find 9 times out of 10 people played the PS2 version and don't even know about the GameCube or Xbox ones at all. They probably thought these were going to be the same thing, but no, they're not really. They have more levels, they don't have the lag, and yeah, they seem to be a bit more broken than PS2 version, in all sincerity, but yeah. Don't 100% this game, folks. Do not. I hated it. I hated doing 100%. I hated playing through this game for months on end in this fucking water torture simulator for fucking experience. And just having the worst time of my fucking life, as this, among other things, broke me as a human being and destroyed my mental health. Something fucking fierce. To the point where, if you haven't noticed, because you probably didn't, but if you've been paying attention to the channel, it's been kind of dead for over a year, and this game is partially to blame for that. This game is genuinely partially to blame for it, because it genuinely fucked me up more than any other game I played it in this channel or ever in my life. I'm not kidding when I tell you that I have never fucking felt such immense pain, fucking mentally and even physically, than with Dave Mirra 2. This went so far that a controller I have been using for a few years, a PS4 controller I have used it for a few years to play games on the PC and shit, playing emulated games and all. It's broken now. Dave Mirra 2 murdered a controller. It broke apart from playing it so fucking much. And yeah, like, it broke me. It fucking broke me, alright. And I hope you can understand why I brought the commentaries and shit into, because just looking back, looking at all of this, it sucks. It genuinely sucks. It brings me pain still, just watching this again. I fucking hated my experience, and because of this experience, Dave Mirra 2 is forever just fucked with me. But, for you, the person watching, you don't have to do it now, because I have sacrificed my fucking life and my time for you. For everyone. The existence of 100% of this game is now known and out there. You are welcome. It was not fucking worth it, but you are welcome. We still have the Game Boy version. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time for a new Let's Play. Fuck Dave Mirra 2.